Shalom, shalom, fam. This is MikaYah from Delaware. I'm part of D3, but I fellowship in D1 up in Philly. This is my testimony how I came into the truth. My testimony starts, I guess you could say, as a young boy growing up in Dallas, Texas, in the church. Basically, I was probably like any other Southern family down there. Every Sunday morning, you going to church. That was just the thing. No matter what, you was forced to go to church. Basically, growing up from there, moving up the north to Delaware, my mom followed the tradition of actually going to church and into Christianity. From there, it was basically the same thing all over again, just forcing us constantly going to church all the time. From there, as I got older, I started working and so on and so on. And from there, I couldn't even go to church because I had to work, with an excuse. But my testimony being in the church wasn't getting anything. To me, it was very, very repetitive. Wasn't learning anything. And at one point, I just lost faith into it, altogether. Then on from there, growing up in my late teens, I went through a phase of depression in a sense. Overcame it, but then fell back into it in my early 20s. That had a lot to do with just life in general, and I just want a sense of completion and what you would say a purpose. So then I kind of jumped back into the church. Once I got back into the church, still wasn't finding something that would push me forward and give me that feeling of completion and just wanting to live. And from there, I guess you can say I actually stopped going to church. And in a sense, sad to say, I kind of fell back into that depression again. I started basically dipping into alcohol, drinking, partying, bar hopping, or whatever you want to call it. From there, it got real bad to the point where I was broke almost, going out all through the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on the weekend again. And it's sad to say I hit like rock bottom in a sense. And then from there, I found the strength to fight back again. And knowing what I was doing was just like, driving me to the ground. I started to do some more searching. I started to look into different religions, I guess you would say, Islam, looking deeper into Christianity. I even looked into some Buddhism, whatever you want to call it. From there, I really didn't even find nothing, in a sense of, that sound right to me. And so what I did, I ended up going back to the church. And, things wasn't making sense to me. It was just your basic, just believe in him, you're gonna make it into heaven. Or simple fact, you can do anything you want, just believe in Jesus Christ, you was good, you still just gonna be walking. And I try to get understanding from it, but things didn't even seem right. It just seemed like it was just kind of fake, in a sense, straight from Satan's mouth. I'm looking in other religions, and at that point, and still nothing came to it. It just didn't sound right. And then it came to that point in my life too. I was jumping in and out of depression, just feeling down and low. I ended up being kind of superstitious in a sense. I started carrying my grandmother's old Bible, and I would take it to work every day with me. And so how I found Yah was a fellow op, Nick. He would come to me with different stuff every day, like your quote unquote conspiracy theories and everything else that's going on crazy in the world and so on and so on. And through all his research or whatever, he came to me one day and said, "Hey, Op," he was just like, "Guess what? I found the name of God or something like that." And I was just like, "What you talking about, man?" He was just like, one day he said Yahweh, then he said Yahya, so and so and so and so. So every day I'm just looking like, yeah, all right. And so one day, over time, one day he came and he was like, I got it. He was just like, it's Yah. And I'm like, all right. you know, so on, so on. So he was just like, for real, he was just like, you got that Bible you always had? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I pulled it out and he turned to Psalm 68. He was like, look, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, wow. I said, oh, okay, it's Yah. So I'm like, all right, but I'm still like, yeah, so on, so on. So another day he came to me again and he was like, did you even know we ain't even supposed to eat pork? And I'm like, nah, me still not educated about religion and where it come from and, you know, what everybody believe in a sense. He turned in the scriptures and showed me where, you know, it said not to eat pork. And I was just like, wow. I was just like, I feel lied to. How come I never heard this in the church? You know, so on, so on. And from there, I kind of started listening to him even more. I started giving him, giving an ear out to, you know, what he's talking about. And so here and there, he would burn these discs of OB and Moshe, you know, doing lessons and other ox as well. And from there, he would just, you know, put stuff in my ear, give me scripture here and there, but I still was just like, yeah, whatever, you know, I still was even just putting it off. And, you know, it came to the point where I jumped back into the clubbing scene, the bar hopping and everything else. You know, the truth of what he was giving me through these scriptures was just, it was just crazy. It was just like, you know, just opening up doorways and just in the sense of just like, you know, opening up my eyes. And I'm just like, wow. But I still couldn't let go of the, you know, of the flesh, of the worldly things. And so in the sense, it even came to a point where this word was just like so profound. I would be driving to the club and to the bar, playing Obadiah and Moshe in the CD player on the way to the club and to the bar. And even when I'm leaving the bar, I'm still driving, listening to these lessons. And, you know, I just say hallelujah in a sense because I almost lost my life twice driving drunk. And, you know, it's crazy to see that, you know, these lessons did so much for me. In a sense, come to find out, you know, where those lessons was coming from on those CDs were basically Israelite Heritage, or whatever it's called, you know, Israelite Heritage. You know, he hooked me up with a whole bunch more lessons, more, just more information and, you know, knowledge and wisdom about the whole situation of where we come from as a people and our true heritage as Hebrew Israelites, you know, in the sense of, you know, all that. It was just a blessing. And next thing you know, I'm over his house on the Shabbat listening to the lessons. So on. I got my computer, you know, hooked up. Next thing you know, I'm on the Shabbat lessons, you know, every Shabbat. So what this walk has done for me, it's changed me tremendously from my way of thinking. I mean, honestly, it turned me into a man. Responsible about everything, you know. I mean, it's done so much. You know, it cleansed my mind of things, you know, that, you know, well, some would consider child's play or just, you know, just being a boy. And it's good to know that I'm just not another, you know, black male, you know, in a sense, you know, I'm something more than that. You know, I'm just glad, you know, Yah has brought this truth to me. It's definitely a blessing. After a while of a couple Shabbat lessons and so on, and gaining more knowledge, you know, from this truth I was getting from IH, I actually realized that I need to get immersed in the true names of salvation, Yahushua. Basically, from there, you know, I started to do a little bit more searching, who's closer, you know, to my area. You know, basically. I saw in the Power Talk class there was an elder that was actually in Philly, but I couldn't definitely get in touch with him because every time he would come up, you know, he would come up say so and so, and I couldn't hear him typing, you know, get in touch with him. A couple times I did. I guess he didn't see my, you know, my shout outs to him or so on. And one day, you know, I finally got in touch with him, and you know, we got in communication with each other. He sent me his number. Abiyah, him and Sadia came down to, you know, my mother's house, as I was saying at the time, and in Delaware, and they actually came down to Bible study with some of the family that's in Delaware. From there, we made that move. And sooner or later, I say about like a couple weeks later, I went up to Philly, and got immersed. One of the main things of the Abiyah, and most of the elders and Moshe and Aki Obadiah always state that once you go down in that water of immersion, your walk gets harder. It's harder and harder. I can tell anybody that is definitely true, because those things of the world that you was so immersed in then, they come back 10 times harder, 100 times harder. I could say yes, it is a battle, but God's merciful in a sense, and after a while, if you really want this truth, and you really want, to do God's will, you can't do it. Point blank, period. You always gotta ask yourself what's on your heart. Do you truly love God's word in a sense, and you just gotta push and push and push and move it forward. I've had my battles in a sense, but Yah has truly blessed me with ox, coaches, and just family in general. That's Yah that's got me through the struggle in a sense. So also I can say with that, I've also been blessed with an Isha, a wife. Yah has humbled my heart, humbled hers, and he's definitely brought a beautiful person along my way and blessed me with her presence. Since done wonderful things for me. I'm actually a father now. I got a little boy, and that's just like any op would know that. That's the best. You got a little boy, so it's definitely a good blessing. My advice to anybody who's curious or just searching for knowledge in the sense of the scriptures, be smart in a sense, and pray to the Father that He brings you around ox that's really going to give you that push to something that's positive, and that's scripture. Always go off of scripture. Just know it's all types of different craziness out there, but just keep pushing and you search for knowledge. It's always going to be Hashatan, Satan, testing you. So in the sense of that, prayer, and just always just think about what's on your heart, and is it in line with Yah's will. So that's the biggest thing right there.